Thank you, Ashley and Jennifer, for that lovely introduction. Throughout my years at Holy Trinity, relationships I have formed, such as those I have with my fellow MCs, are what I consider one of the many indispensable things about HT. Holy Trinity is distinct in more ways than one. However, I was originally oblivious to these distinctions, and I had to find them throughout my own journey. In fact, it was as if everyone around me saw the beauty in HT before I did. This was primarily apparent in my mother and sister. Allow me to take a trip down memory lane and explain what occurred. As a naive 8th grader, surrounded by the plethora of high school admissions representatives and the overwhelming idea of high school, I was drawn to practically every high school that claimed enrolling in their particular high school would be the best decision of my life. I admit it, I took the bait. I witnessed one school's castle-like architecture and envied students of another school whose dining hall appeared to be straight out of Harry Potter. I listened with open ears to the freedom on campus, the iPads every student would have, and the loose uniform restrictions. Oh, it was all so appealing. I knew high school would change everything. I would no longer be surrounded by the same 9 kids in my graduating class of 2016 at St. Stanislaus Kostka Elementary School that I've spent a majority of my life with. It was time for me to be bold. I would seek greatness and change. I was quick to overlook Holy Trinity. Because my sister was a junior there at the time, my views of Holy Trinity were clouded by its association to her. I did not want to enter a school and be held to the expectations and legacies of an older sibling. I needed to be my own person. In the midst of my explorations, my mother, Lucina, was fixed on Holy Trinity. She saw how it benefited my sister and naturally thought it could do the same for me. If it was not for her, I would have never committed to Holy Trinity. One of my mom's favorite quotes comes from the 2013 movie adaptation of The Great Gatsby. It goes, "In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice. Always tried to see the best in people." My mom especially appreciated this quote because it reminded her of something similar her grandfather would always say. I believe my mother exercises this view because she always approaches people and situations with a compassionate heart, seeking the underlying goodness around her. It was with this mindset that she decided to leave Poland and come to America in order to provide a better life for her and her new small family. Along her journey, however, there were many trials and tribulations that led to her having to step up to the plate and take care of our family as a single parent. This situation has its respective financial and emotional hardships, but they have compelled my sister, mother, and I to stand united. Going back to the quote, my mother's ability to see the goodness beyond its appearance was definitely applied when it came to choosing Holy Trinity. The school meant a lot to my mother for many reasons. Firstly, it was a strongly value-based Catholic school that reflected our family's religious and personal beliefs. Secondly, the school was in the neighborhood and was easily accessible. With my mother's home daycare being 2 blocks away, it was important that I could always be around in case she needed me. Thirdly, she appreciated and acknowledged the passionate staff. Because she was a teacher back in Poland, she empathized with the HT faculty and staff and saw that they were different from other teachers. Though these seem like fairly common aspects, she saw a beauty in the way that Holy Trinity tied in everything she wanted in the school for me. This made it a very clear top choice. When my sister Cecily was in 8th grade and was looking at high schools, my mom advocated for Holy Trinity because of its academics, Catholic education, community, and ultimately realisticness. I remember having some family meetings and hearing that Holy Trinity was simply the most practical option for my family situation. After shadowing, Cecily was also drawn to the school for their robust athletic programs and welcoming community. She participated in 3 sports for 4 years, made friends that she continues to keep in touch with, outgrew her reserved nature, and was even awarded the Christman Scholarship. I never heard her complain about HT, and that gave me reassurance when I eventually applied. After being convinced to take the entrance exam at Holy Trinity, seeing the Audrey Rate and Big Shoulder Mazda scholarship I received, and shadowing at the school once more, I too had my heart set on HT as well. Freshman year exposed me to the high school scene and is where I began to meet and form friendships, experiment with extracurriculars, and experience the fast-paced high school life. I was invited to join the business STEM cohort where I would be placed on an advanced business and STEM academic track. I then transitioned into sophomore year, where I saw the swing of things and I saw the year fly by. Then junior year came. Oh, it was certainly the most intense year, and I believe that it served as a wake-up call for me. Junior year is when everything reached a new level. It was my busiest, yet most exciting year. The year was one I am extremely proud of, yet it was certainly not the most glamorous. Allow me to give you a brief day in the life of a junior who just wanted some sleep. I would wake up around 7 o'clock, eat breakfast, take a sometimes tranquil, sometimes horrendous stroll to school, depending on the bipolar Chicago weather, and then go through my regular school day. As soon as school was out, I would often stop by a teacher's room to ask my burning AP level questions, meet with my first club, meet with my second club after that, assist my mother when I got home, apply for summer internships, study for the ACT test, continue building my business plan, and somehow complete the amount of homework assigned every night. It took a lot of commitment to reach the bold standard I was trying to achieve, but I was not alone. With the help of Holy Trinity's ACT UP program, I was able to reach an ACT score I was confident in sending to colleges. With dedicated teachers like Mr. Shively and Mrs. Kenny, I was able to stay after school and get all of my AP Physics and AP Calculus questions answered. With the help of teachers such as Ms. Maselli and other involved faculty, I was enabled to pursue my nifty idea and advance all the way to being one of 3 nifty National Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge finalists in New York City. Alongside my fellow Tiger, Aaron Trinidad, who will get more into that in his speech. With the partnership formed by Holy Trinity and Northwestern, I was even fortunate enough to intern at Northwestern University's George M. O'Brien Center, where I was able to participate in groundbreaking nephrology research being conducted there. When it was all happening, it was easy to get lost in the day-to-day. However, senior year gave me a few moments to reflect and take in all that had happened. I took a step back and saw that none of my incredible experiences would have been possible without Holy Trinity. I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by people who celebrated when I celebrated, who asked me what my goals were and how far along I was in achieving them. I was surrounded by people who motivated me if things did not go as planned. I saw Holy Trinity as my new family in my home away from home, even if it was just down the street. Senior year is here, and I see it as a year of responsibility and looking forward. I've taken leadership roles in my extracurriculars, including president of the Robotics Club, president of the Math Club, president of Holy Trinity's National Honor Society, as well as now helping kickstart Holy Trinity's newly successful Science Olympiad team. As of now, I have applied to 4 Ivy League schools, 3 Catholic universities, 9 liberal arts colleges, 3 state schools, and 11 others. If you were doing the mental math with me, you will know that that's A, 29 schools, and B, crazy. I've so far been accepted to the computer engineering programs at all the schools that have released their admissions decisions, including IIT, Marquette, Loyola, UIC, and Milwaukee School of Engineering. As a matter of fact, I've just opened my acceptance to University of Urbana at Champaign's computer science and computer engineering program. Alongside being congratulated for my efforts, I'm often asked, when are you going to take a break? While high school seniors around the nation are coming down with what many call senioritis, for some reason I found I've not yet been affected. Perhaps that Northwestern internship gave me immunity. When reflecting on my 4 years, I see that I made the optimal choice by enrolling at HT. Though the school may not have the flashiest features, it's about understanding the underlying beauty. Having the latest technology incorporated in classrooms should only serve as a means to an end, as a tool for satisfying a proper education and not the main focus. Having a campus with intricate architectural details does not substitute a Mr. Bob handshake at the front door every morning. Having loose regulations cultivates unstructured priorities instead of the essential Holy Cross values that I have learned to appreciate. Holy Trinity taught me things in the classroom as well as things about myself and the world around me. It has provided me with opportunities and experiences that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you.